The Claymore anti-personnel mine. Originally designed in 1952, the Claymore has served in every American conflict since the Vietnam War and is currently actually in service in Ukraine. I didn't know that until I started doing homework. The Claymore, bluntly, is a directional charge full of death. Remember, we're talking about this Claymore, not the Scottish sword it's named after, although this is a very good people opener. It's highly effective, cheap, and easy to use. I know how the US military views things that are cheap, but these things ring in at about $119 a piece. To put that in perspective, the government pays more for a computer mouse from Raytheon for a Patriot missile system than it does for a Claymore mine. Inside this little box of joy happens to be a couple of pounds of C4 and 700 3.2mm BBs. I screwed that up, 1/8 of an inch. Because remember, it was Imperial measurements that got the first guided missile intercept ever. That was definitely a US Patriot in Saudi Arabia. Now, because it is a directional charge and not a shaped charge, we'll do those in another video, right in the middle of the top of this thing, there's like a little way to aim it. And contrary to Call of Duty, they're not safe to stand behind when they go off. Yeah, doctrinally, this is how you're supposed to aim one of them, by laying behind it to keep yourself low. However, you can see the wire's already inside, which means there's probably a blasting cap in there, which means that I wouldn't even be breathing at this point. Don't crimp blasting caps with your teeth. Most of us have seen that photo, and if you haven't, count your lucky stars. As someone who's actually seen one of these go off and employed them in Afghanistan around our cop, it really bugs me the way they're portrayed on the internet. Well, in Call of Duty, if you're more than 3 feet away, it won't even take down your arm. A Claymore has a 50-foot blast radius, and even if you're standing outside of that, you're probably still going to get a little fucked up. Because when it goes off, which is usually by trigger or tripwire, no, it doesn't have lasers, thanks Call of Duty. It's like 700 muskets going off at the exact same time, but it's more of a to whom it may concern. There's no accuracy there. And each one of those balls of death are traveling at around 4,000 feet per second. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, steel balls and serious putty packed inside of a plastic casing happens to do quite a bit of damage. And hell, for all we know, this could be recycled plastic on the outside of this thing. Save the fucking turtles. We'll find another way to kill people with it. Signed, Uncle Sam. If you like what I do and want to support the channel, merch link in bio.